Hello and welcome. This is Soulful Saturdays with Saylor, and I'd like you to pull up your chair and I want you to spend a little time with me because you know what? It's gonna get real. That's right. I want to let you know that I see you. You've been pouring yourself out for everybody else, family, friends, work, the whole world, hoping that maybe, just maybe, someone will notice you, hoping that someone will choose you, celebrate you, love you the way you've been craving all along. And I know what that feels like to keep giving until your cup is bone dry, then still trying to pour for everyone else, to sit there secretly wondering, when is it my turn? When do I get to be chosen? And here's the truth, and it might sting a little. The waiting game ends today, period. Because you, my beautiful soul, are not here to audition for your own worth. You don't need anyone else's approval slip or gold star to prove that you matter. You've been walking around like your crown went missing, when the truth is you never lost it. You just forgot you were wearing it. So let's call it out. You're tired of being unseen. You're done with feeling undervalued. You're over proving yourself to people who couldn't see your shine if you set off fireworks in the living room. This is where it shifts, right here, right now. We're going all in today. Crown on, or cowboy hat. Excuses off. This is your self-love revolution. And trust me, it's about to get fierce. Let's call out that sneaky ways that we hand over our power without even realizing it. Yep, we'll just serve it out on a silver platter, we do. Because listen, self-love isn't all about the affirmations and the bubble baths. It's gritty, it's messy, and most of us have been avoiding it like jury duty. Here's the first thief of your crown: people pleasing. You know what I'm talking about. Saying yes when your whole soul is screaming no. Showing up for those things that you don't have the energy for just so no one gets upset. And what happens? You end up overextended, underappreciated, and honestly, resentful. People pleasing feels like love on the outside, but on the inside, it's a slow leak of your worth. Then there's the over-explaining. Oh, this one is my old frenemy. Yep, you heard me correctly. Frenemy. Friend, enemy, mashed up as one. Frenemy. Over-explaining. You ever notice how you feel like you have to justify every little decision? Well, I didn't text back right away because my phone was on silent and I was folding laundry and then the dog barked. Stop. Just stop. Queens don't beg for understanding. They state their truth. and keep it moving. Over explaining is the crown slipping right off your head. And then we've got shrinking to fit. Yeah. This one cuts deep. We're lowering your light because you don't want to intimidate anyone. Downplaying your wins so nobody feels uncomfortable. Sitting small, speaking soft, playing invisible. Like somehow, if you disappear, you'll finally be loved. And here's the kicker. You can't shrink your way into love. You just disappear into loneliness. Now let's talk about the cost, because there is one. When you keep giving your power away, the bill always comes due, and it usually shows up as burnout. That bone deep exhaustion where you're running on fumes, but still pushing. Oh, it creeps in as resentment. Resentment towards the people you've been bending over backwards for, and resentment towards yourself for never speaking up. And let's not forget the silent killer, self-doubt. That nagging little voice whispering, see, you're not enough. You'll never be enough. And my beautiful soul, let me say this with love. That voice is lying to you. And here's the raw truth. Self-love isn't easy. It's not that pretty Instagram version with candles and bath bombs. It's the revolution that we've been avoiding because real self-love requires you to say no when you want to be liked, to stand tall when it would be easier to shrink, to stop over explaining and let your no be no, and your yes be yes. And you know what? That's where the magic begins. That's where your revolution starts. Because every time you choose yourself, you take one more brick off the wall of burnout, resentment, and doubt. Every time you put your crown back on, you remind the world and yourself that you were never meant to play small. So if you've been waiting for a permission slip to stop giving your power away, consider this. Signed, sealed, and delivered. You're done playing small. This is your revolution. And this is where we flip the script. We've called out the struggle. We've named the ways that you've been handing over your crown. But now it's time for us to pivot. Time to see things through a whole new lens. And let's start with self-love. Self-love isn't selfish. It is a reclamation. Read that again if you need to. You're not being rude. You're not being ignorant. You're definitely not doing too much when you choose yourself. What you're doing is taking back what was yours all along. Your power, your peace, your worth. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that loving ourselves was a problem. Like if we put ourselves first, you're selfish. If you speak up, you're difficult. If you shine too bright, you're conceited. Sound familiar? Yeah. It's all lies. Lies that keep you small and keep everyone else comfortable. And here's the real truth. The love that we've been begging others for is the love that we've been withholding from ourselves. Yeah, let that one land. Because how many times have you sat around waiting for someone to notice your effort, waiting for someone to clap for you, waiting for someone to make you feel seen, chosen, celebrated. And when it doesn't come, you tell yourself it must be it must be you, that you're not enough. What if it's not about them at all? What if it's the thing that we've been aching for, the approval, the affection, the validation was never theirs to give in the first place? What if it's yours to give? Let me say it straight. You've been outsourcing your self-worth to people who couldn't cash that check if they tried. The revolution is realizing that you don't need to wait for anyone to love you like you deserve. You can give it to yourself right here, right now. You don't get me wrong. This isn't easy. Don't get this wrong. It isn't easy because sometimes it's more comfortable to keep waiting, to keep hoping that someone will swoop in and save you. But that's not love. That's dependency. Real self-love says, I got me. I see me. I choose me. Every time you catch yourself begging for scraps of love from someone else, I want you to pause and ask, how can I give that to myself right now? Want someone to celebrate you? Celebrate yourself. Buy that cupcake. Pop the confetti. Want someone to tell you they're proud of you? Look in the mirror and say it out loud. Say it to yourself. I'm proud of you. Want someone to choose you? Choose yourself unapologetically. Because here's the secret. Once you start pouring love into yourself, you stop running around desperate for crumbs. You're full. And when you're full, you attract people who love you from overflow, not obligation. And that, my friend, that's the shift. From waiting to reclaiming, from begging to becoming, from overlooked to undeniable. And I'm going to warn you, this is where we get real, really real. You know that feeling when you realize, oh crap, I've been giving my crown away. Yeah, that one. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I found myself in this pattern, saying yes to everything, bending over backwards for everyone, trying to be perfect for my friends, my coworkers, my clients, you name it. And on the outside, sure, it looked like I had it all together. But on the inside, my crown was dusty, lying somewhere under a pile of shoulds and what ifs. And I remembered one morning, standing in front of my bathroom mirror, staring at my own reflection, thinking, who is this woman? And why do I feel so invisible to myself? And right then it hit me. I had been outsourcing my self-worth. I'd been waiting for others to tell me I was enough. When the truth was, and is, I've been enough all along. That morning, I made a tiny but radical choice. I looked her square in the eye and said, I see you. I got you. You're the queen. And that one small declaration changed everything. And here's something I want you to try this week. Morning mirror talk. Just 3 minutes. Stand in front of yourself. Take a deep breath and say out loud the things that you need to hear, the things that you want to hear, the things that you're hoping someone else will say to you. Say those things to yourself out loud. I love you. I see you. You are enough. You are powerful. You are worthy. Feel the energy shift into your bones, into every ounce of your being. That's your crown. You're putting it back on, one word at a time. Next, let's talk about boundaries. Because self-love without boundaries is like a crown without a throne. This week, pick one unapologetic boundary. Something small but sacred. Maybe it's saying no to a commitment that drains you. Maybe it's turning off your phone for an hour in the evening. Maybe it's not taking on someone else's emotional baggage. Whatever it is, protect your energy like it's the treasure it is, because it is. And here's the beautiful part. Small acts of self-devotion build power. That mirror talk, that boundary, that cup of tea you didn't feel guilty about sipping alone, that's you reclaiming your energy, your time, your self-respect. Those little moments are not small. They're the bricks of your kingdom. Each act of love towards yourself stacks up until one day you look around and realize, oh, wow, I'm living like the queen I've always been. Beautiful soul, it's not a race. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up for yourself in the little ways every day. And trust me, when you start doing that, people notice. Not because you're performing, but because your energy changes, your power changes, your life changes. Let's pause for a second and just feel that shift. Because if you've been listening closely, you've just taken a few tiny but radical steps toward your self-love revolution. Think about it. You looked yourself in the mirror and actually said the words that you needed to hear. You chose one boundary, something that protects your energy. You acknowledge that giving to everyone else first without giving to yourself has been holding you back. That's a shift, my friend. That's you stepping off the sidelines of your own life and claiming your power. And here's the thing. When you consistently show up for yourself, even in small ways, you start sending a message to the world and to yourself. I'm enough. I am worthy. My energy matters. Those little acts of self-devotion, they stack up. They build momentum. And before you know it, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Crown firmly in place, unapologetically visible, unapologetically you. And here's your soft but fierce nudge for the week. Oh, pick one act of self-love, something bold, something playful, something sacred, and do it with intention. Don't wait for anyone to notice. Don't wait for permission. Give yourself permission. And remember, you've always had the crown. The only thing left is for you to wear it. Your head held high, your heart open, powerfully claimed. So go on, stand up, look in the mirror, give yourself the love that you've been waiting for. Your self-revolution is happening right now, and it starts with you. All right, my beautiful souls, you glorious ones, we're going to wrap this up. Today, we cracked open the truth of self-love is not selfish. It's a full-on reclamation. This week, your nudge is simple. Give yourself the love that you've been waiting for, someone else to hand you. Trust me, your crown shines brighter when you wear it, not when you loan it out. And if this has landed in your heart today, share it with a friend of yours. Share it with someone who could listen to this message, someone who needs her own reminder. And hey, don't forget to hit that follow. Hit that follow button so you don't miss our next Soulful Saturday session. And until then, remember, you are worthy, you are glorious, and your best friend for life is staring you in the mirror. With glorious love, this is Cindy signing off. We're going to see you next week. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for showing up. This is Soulful Saturdays with Saylor, and we'll see you next week.